making a trophy today, as the title suggests. So, I've got to pick some bits. I know I had a bunch of stuff that I was going to be using. Some leftover bits and pieces from old trophies. And I'll be adapting these to suit what I'm going to be doing. So yeah, that was going to be, you know, it's for a pool competition, you know, 8-ball pool. So what I was going to do is use those two. What is that? That smells like Cody. Remy or something like that. I don't think any of that is going to do. Bit too small for the plate on the top. Hey, welcome to the stream. Today I'm going to be carving some stuff, carving some wood, that sort of thing. Now I just got to find some bits and pieces that I'm going to use here. I want to use some sort of softwood because it's nice and easy to carve. Simple as. Give me a second here. It's all stowed away. Ha! Bits and pieces. Alright. So that might do. Only thing with that base is I don't like that base. I can alter the shape. It's just not flat. These used to go together like that. I kind of don't want to use in the same way. Oh yeah, they went around that way. And yeah, that was, whoever made that didn't go to much trouble with it, did they? I was going to set something like that on top for the trophy. I'll have to obviously cut it down, that sort of thing. So yeah, it should be cool, should be cool. I don't know how the internet quality is out here, so you have to bear with me on that one. Get a few tools together. I mainly just use like Dremel and angle grinder, that sort of thing. Drills, just whatever I need to use. Pencil, that sort of thing. Might even have one out here. I'll need a jigsaw as well. Still limping a little with my leg, but it's gotten much better. So I'll be able to go back to work. Hey, welcome to the stream. Just gonna try and be creative today. Fucking around playing a game, so yeah, got bits of wood, making a trophy, easy as pie. Probably too small, so those are out. It's definitely gonna have to be that one. To do that, I'm gonna have to knock out a whole block of that with my angle grinder, and should be pretty cool. Also need a driver. Do I have one here? Chances are good I've got one here. Get out, you bugger. Because you can't be in the way. When they put this in, they didn't make the hole wide enough. So it's sort of driven right in there, isn't it? I'm going to have to hammer that out. Go. Sweet. Just tap, tap, taparoo. Right, pencil. Nope. How long do I want there? I'll just grab the pencil. Right back. Of all the things to forget, huh? So yeah, pencil, fucking essential that one. I want to give myself a little bit extra in case I make a mistake. About there. Gonna be shaping it up anyway, so it doesn't really matter too much how and where I cut it. They've used a clear coat lacquer on the tree itself, so the idea behind this is not to make extra work. Step one done. Now I've got 3 of those, all about the same size. Already boiling hot. Awesome. So, here we go, step 1. Now, if I want to lock that in there, I have to draw a line through here. And carve all of this out right down to about there. So that I can join the two together. Shouldn't be too difficult. It's easy to say that now, but later on it's it's going to be a different mission. So, sweet. Oh, and I have the wrong shoes for this situation. Need to change shoes and grab a few bits and pieces together. So it should be sweet. Need some safety equipment. Pair of those. And what else? Need to clean up the bottom. Yep. Sweet. What have I got on there? 60. That should work. I do realise this isn't what you use an angle grinder for. The way I see it, it's my angle grinder now. I can use it for whatever I want. You are now a wood carving tool. Ta-da. Right. Shoes. Shoes first. So yeah, if you've got some creative stuff that you're up to, put me a message in an inbox, man. That'd be great. I always like to see other people's work, that sort of thing. As I did before, you know, it's just on the stream earlier than the week on Friday night. It's just a way of recording the creative process. Ooh, yeah, that's bloody sore on the old broken ankle there. Sweet. Now, what did I do with my earmuffs? Scanning. Well, I don't know where they're going. I've used one week back last. Anyway, I might as well get started. Chuck these on. First I'll just clean up the base of it, and then I'm going to move on to joining these two pieces of wood together. Simple shit, really. Anybody can do it. Takes a little dexterity, I suppose. That's a point. That is a point I should make. You have very little hand-eye coordination. It's not going to be your sort of thing. Now, I wanted to have some music and stuff, but as you know, YouTube don't allow that unless it's my own damn music. So no music today, sorry guys. See, there's still a rock in there. It still rocks a bit. So. That is same deal. There's a couple of high points still there. So I can really smell that piney scent that's coming off this kauri wood, which is basically, it's a type of pinus it's a type of pine from that genus of tree. So yeah, it pretty much smells the same as pine. It's very close, at least. Yeah. It is not an easy thing to make a flat surface with a round machine. But how, where am I from? Planet Earth. I live in New Zealand though. Welcome to the stream, my friend. I want to get all that rock out of there. Not your bad creation. Another bad creation. Oh, that's a cool one. I'll have to subscribe to your channel. Do you make stuff too, man? I make sort of all random, I just make random things. Need to keep going. I can see the high points in it. But obviously, best way to check is with something flat. Just to have a table saw, some sort, and I could just rock it through the table saw, but I don't have one, so I just carve it by eye instead. It's just as straightforward. Ooh, almost there, almost there. Lots of checking, rechecking, that sort of thing. No, but enjoying meeting people from around the world. Yeah, man. Cheers. Well, I'll go look up your channel and subscribe to you, man. Awesome. Because that's the sort of thing I like doing. I enjoy meeting people from different cultures, different backgrounds. It all adds to the pool of creativity that we all us creatives sort of share, That's pretty good. That's pretty good. So sweet. Step one done. Step two is to flatten this bastard out. Just look at this. I got given these pieces and they said make a trophy out of them. Like, sweet. I'll do that. Plants are huge. Yeah, they're a bit out of hand at the moment. They're going to get chopped very soon. As soon as I can get a skip in to carry all this away, because it's water sodden. Sort of banana plants. I'm not sure if they're bananas, but what the hell they are. Oh great, it's done that thing again. So I'll pull that back up and then the music will come back on, and then I'll be pissed off with the music again. Can't tell if that music's there. Yep, that terrible music's there. I'll just get rid of that. Got to remember to push that button every few minutes, otherwise this happens.
Plants are huge.
They sure are. And that's, yeah, this is repeating what you just said. Okay. Alright. Oh, it's... As usual, it crashes so often, this second screen. It's not that great. Yes, thank you. Oh man, gotta go right back to the start with it. Wish there was a way to set that up so that it continually goes. That would be great. See if that loads up. Come on baby, come on baby. Hit me with that awesome tap it screen. So yeah, as usual, the main thing stopping me in this is the technology. Please load. No, that's the sort of thing that winds me up. I don't like the music, so I'll want to kill that music every time I hear it. It's just insanity. But you know, I usually just listen to whatever's on the radio, like a classic hits actually. Around my home, well, mostly pests that have been introduced. But in New Zealand, there's mainly birds. Okay, it's a very big on birds sort of country. So flightless birds and oh, you know, well, there's only a few flightless birds, but there's quite a few other sorts of birds here. And let's hope this does it. Is it going to do it? Can you do it? No, it can't. Typical. Yeah, well, there's a big range of different sorts of birds here, because there's two islands. One's sort of tropical to temperate, and then the other one is temperate to, well, shit, what is it? It's pretty damn cold down there. So yeah, up north here, lots of tropical type birds. But we have the tui, which has the greatest range of vocal strength out of all the birds. It can create sounds right down to about, I think, 12 hertz, which is well below what we can hear as humans, and then right up past 44,000 hertz. And their songs are beautiful. Their songs are never the same. They're constantly changing. One of my favorites though is the fantail, or piwai waka. That one has a fanned tail, and it would be small enough to fit in your hand. Beautiful little things. They follow you around the forest when you're going for a walk. Oh, now it's completely crashed. Gotta love it. Gotta love that stuff, man. That second screen needs an update, or I need a new phone. Yeah, the little ones, those fantails will, yeah, follow you around just to pick up any worms and bugs that you happen to uncover as you're walking around, and they'll talk to you the whole time. You know, in the Māori legends, they're a symbol of message. They're like a messenger, so they'll come into your life or into your home, or follow you around if they've got a message for you. So you sort of got to pay attention. Sort of a shamanistic approach, I suppose, if you could call it anything. The Māori culture version of all the stories. Like one of our main Māori myths, based on the old religion, which was similar to paganism, you know, multiple gods. One of them was was called Maui, and he was the trickster. He's sort of like Loki, I suppose, in your Norse mythology. But he could turn himself into any of the birds, on top of being able to do some amazing things. Just, you know, he's super strong like Hercules, that sort of stuff. But yeah, I'll try and get that music out of the way so that I can continue doing this, because I can hear it and it's driving, it just pushes all of that creativity out of my head. So, here we go. Come on, do it this time, baby. Oh, look, a nice black screen. That is not what I want to see. Yes, come on, baby. Do it for me, baby. Say tap that screen. So yeah, because that's all on an angle, it's not going to work with the bass that I'm wanting to put on here. Yeah, New Zealand, definitely. Yeah, look it up. There's quite a few. Yeah, a few amazing, beautiful birds. There's a really tricky, clever bird down in the South Island called the kea, which is K-E-A. That one will tear your car to bits, and it's I think it's about as smart as, you know, ravens, how they can work stuff out. They do the same thing. They'll figure out how to open car doors and all sorts. Get into your bag, undo zips, and take your stuff out. Usually just searching for food, of course, you know, like most animals do. What I will do, I just don't want to get this all dusty. Just grab a rag to chuck over the top of it. Yeah, hey guys, welcome to the stream. If you've just arrived, I'm just doing a bit of carving here. About to make a trophy for a couple of friends of mine. But yeah, that's saying now loading, blah blah blah. I'm going to start it up again. Do it again, baby. To flatten that out, it's going to take about 2 hours of constant sanding, so I might look at some of the other pieces I've got sitting under here. I might be able to find a little piece of cedar of some sort, and it's a much softer wood, so easier to work with. It will just look weird. So that is way too big. I want something smaller. And that's not cedar. What is that? Macrocarpa. Macrocarpa. Yeah, I noticed when you look around the world, there's beautiful women everywhere. There's also some dog ugly ones too, but I'm sure they've got lovely personalities. Well, you'd hope so. Here we go. What is this? Oh, don't trip up. Keeping a tidy workspace is a hard thing to do. Well, it's not when you're organised, but today I'm not very organised. I just thought I'd chuck it together. Yeah, that's cedar. My only bugger is I've used it as a block to punch something with a hammer, so that'll have to be the bottom. Looks about the right size and shape. Got a lot to work with there. I want to put a brass plate on it as well, so that they can print out, you know, all the winners for this trophy thing. Now loading my ass. You are not now loading. What I'm going to do is turn you off and then restart it again, because it seems to only work when I restart the damn machine. So if I want to turn this into a trophy, what I'm going to do is I might just use an oval and then put a couple of facets on the front. Yes, Asobi, you're a dick. Yeah, Asobi is a very noisy little character. Come on, do it this time. I don't want to have to restart that phone again. So I'll just draw an oval on here, which shouldn't be too hard. What I might use for that is just some guidelines. Just going to draw a couple of lines, see how we go. The lines that I'm drawing are just basically to give me a guide so that I can measure. Shit. Yes, tap to continue. Thank you. Ah, nice, nice. Oh, that's a beautiful sound. The sound of silence. And cars rolling around the place. Yeah. Can't stop that though. Because I'm outside today, guys. I'm very tired of staying inside. It's been a long time. The broken leg stuck in the house, so it's nice to be able to do some art again. How square is it? That's good. That's good. That's good. Looks like we're all good. Except for that edge. Okay. So I'm going to have to do the same. Oh. Going to have to do the same thing that I did to the other bit and just straighten up that edge. Once I've got a straight edge and I know it's square, then I can start drawing on the shape that I'm going to cut out. I'm just going to use a jigsaw to knock the corners off and then roll up the next bit. What might help is if I do this again, because it's rocked down a bit. It's pulled itself back so you can actually see the tail. Yeah. Okay. You out of the way. You over here. So what I'm doing there is just taking a shave off, trying to keep it as flat as possible as I go along. Just to get a basic square at this, a basic rectangle at the start. Okay. Now I can draw on some Kea. Yeah, Papa Crush. Kea. Yep, that's the one. That's the name of that bird that will tear your car to bits. Mainly go for the rubber. Anything that it can pull off it, it will pull off it. And as it's trying to get inside to get food and whatnot. Seeing as I've not got a very square edge to run off here, I'm going to have to eyeball it. Okay. All these lines are going to disappear by the end. They're going to be sanded straight through. Cool. Did I bring my little... No, I didn't. Okay. I'll have to get that. Let's see, now I've got my 4... Oh yeah, you can't even bloody see that, but there's 8 lines on there. Have a bit of an oval, if you can see that. Now I'm just going to knock the corners off with the jigsaw, if it's long enough, which it ain't, so I'll use the handsaw. That's no problem at all. it's just to carve through that amount of wood with an angle grinder. It just takes a lot of time. Just knock off the excess. The idea would be though, I need at least a guideline so that I know it's pretty square. Makes it a lot easier at the end. Oh yeah, I've done that on the wrong side. That's no problem. And I'm not going to like cut up to this line or anything. I'm just going to use it as a guide so I can see if I'm going straight with my kit. Because all the actual finer details come in at the end. So much simpler for me to just have these basic guides. The setup style part at the start is critical. There, and here. Okay. So yeah, welcome to the stream. Drop a comment if you want to say something. I'll do my best to answer it, especially if it's a question. The good thing is with this is now I'm cutting through the grain in the wrong direction to do this. That's why I like to use a power tool. They just grind through it, you don't have to worry. Say my saw is pretty damn blunt too. I think it's the other one I should be using. I might actually try that. Still, using hand tools. It's say, oh, get some exercise. I'm like, but there, I get enough just making shit, man. Feels a bit nicer. I'd probably use that on the stone I was cutting. As I do. I also work in like this soft Umaru stone. Can't wait to get more of it. Good medium to work with. And a lot more interesting to watch because, oh my god, it's so quick. You can just pound it with a hammer and a chisel and it just, yeah. So easy, it just flakes away. Not flakes, it just shatters, it turns to powder. But it's really fun, like honestly. If you got any anger issues, get some stone to carve that shit. Pit yourself against a bit like that, man. It's good for you. Come on, you. again. Sweet, one more to go. Cool. Well, now that's done, I can hit it with the angle grinder, take those all back to square if I've slightly cut them out of angle or off angle, and then from there I can shape it into the first part of that oval. Now with any 3D sculpture you've got to look at it from all sides, so at the start I'm just doing the top, and then I'll go into the side because I'm not entirely sure how that's going to work out yet, but it should be pretty cool. Just check again that that works. Obviously there's a lot more wood excess on there, but I like to do curves and stuff, so that's all going to disappear, and that should look pretty sweet. Just got to wriggle that again so that it doesn't kick me out of the game. Fucking thing. Anyway, not too bad cuts really. The reason I'm squaring them up is just so that I can get the same shape top and bottom before I go and put on the angles and the facets for the brass plate. I'm probably going to put one brass plate at the bottom and one on the top at the back. Also got to carve out a whole bunch of letters. Challenge cup it's called, so yeah, lots of letters. That'll be fun. And I'm going to use a mix of the Dremel and a few small chisels to do that. If you're trying this at home, just be careful not to touch your hand with the angle grinder. I've had a few hours practice with this, so it doesn't happen that often. And also I've got long nails, so I've got a little bit of a buffer before it chops into my fingers. see here, just going through putting flat surfaces on each side. I don't know, the light isn't that great on from that angle. There we go, you can see 3 different surfaces. And we're just keeping them flat so that I know it's basically even. Down to a more manageable shape. I want to leave a good flat edge on one of these sides so that I can attach that brass plate. So from there now all I need to do is round these off because they're basically even. Nice round on each side and a nice flat up the front there. And get all that burr and stuff. It's just rough as guts over there. So. Here, got the starting of what I want to continue to do around the other sides. So just the basic round edge, you know, easy stuff. If you think you can't do it, you can. You just got to do it. Don't let anybody tell you you can't. Those sorts of people get in the way of all sorts of awesomeness. You know, those who say things can't be done should just not interrupt those doing it. Probably put up another thing down the bottom there for the volume of this, because this is bloody loud. So yeah, you might want to keep your volume down and just try to read my lips, you know. I'll try and talk really articulately. Where was I? Right there. Notice during the cutting phase, I'm moving the angle grinder both ways, but then when I want to finish it off, just use it one way. That way it keeps it more, well, it makes it more even, and it offers a smoother finish. Even though after this I'm going to be changing discs on there and going down to a finer sandpaper grit until I've almost got most of those lines out, and then finally I'll be hitting it with some by hand sanding it. So yeah, it looks like we're making a capsule from capsule core. We're not today. Notice something else. You know, I bring my PS4 down here and I'm just looking at it getting covered in dust. So I'm just going to put a little cover over that too. It's these little things you got to remember, eh? Good old blue tarp. You are my friend, blue tarp. TV, not too worried about TV. This one is a few years old and it was a display model, so I got it cheap. Much easier than bringing the 50-inch down. Fuck, that thing's a mission. Even though it's light as, it's still a mission. Now I might need one more for the camera. Or, yeah. Now I think I'll just have to bear with the camera then. It's still pretty flat, even though I'm just going at it. Basically, it's not square though. I don't like it when it's not square. Good old wood dust. Ain't nothing like it to ruin your lungs, eh? Should be wearing a mask. We've got some somewhere. Alright. So now that that's done, all I'm looking at now is just the basic outline shape, and I'm going to touch that up so that it's perfected. Plain. Just eyeballing it, see if it's close enough. Most other people won't notice if it's a little bit out. I always do though, so it's just one of the side effects of doing this for so many years. You know when something's not quite right. You can see a square, whether something's out of square from a mile away. You can see if a curve isn't quite perfected down to the Fibonacci sequence, you know, all that sort of stuff. If the golden ratio has been applied, you'll know about it. If it hasn't, it fucks with your head. Ooh, that's way out. Hang on. Gonna need to push it down there. Yep. Something ain't quite right there. Sweet, now that that's done, it's time for a little more drawing. What I might do is just flatten that top off again, because I don't need these original 8 lines that I drew on here. Just to see what I got as well, see how much wood I've actually got to use here. And what the grain there we go. Just a little bit cleaner and tidier, still basically square. Bottom, don't need to worry too much about that. I'll probably come in here and carve that whole centre out. It's probably a waste of time though, because hardly anybody looks at the bottom, and I can always get a piece of felt and glue that to the bottom so you won't be able to see it at all. There just might be a depression in the middle, so I'll have to think about how I'm going to do that. But I've got a lot of time to do that because between now and then there's a lot of carving to be done. So here we go. That's going to sit on there like that. It's pretty, you know, it's going to be bright. You know, I'm going to have to stain that bottom piece with like a dark linseed or something like that, just to tone it back. Because that wood there, that cedar is pretty a bright yellow colour. I think that in particular is yellow cedar. So now, just going to get a pencil and come over here. Right, you can use a square as well, but I'm just going to use my hand here. From the bottom, well, I've still got a flat edge. I don't know if you can see that. Oops, bit out there. My adrenaline's going. As usual, I've got an overactive adrenaline gland, so it's always gives me the shakes, man. Like I could play a game of pool and have an adrenaline rush. It's ridiculous, I tell you. So sweet. Put a basic ring on there. Geez, the light is terrible. It's like too bright or some shit. So yeah, just a basic line around the bottom, so then I can, as long as I don't cut past there, should be sweet as. Now I've got to decide which side is going to be my front. It's both about the same, aren't they? One side's as good as the other. Yes, here we go. Like that. Might just find my center as well while I'm here. Damn, my bloody little flip ruler's upstairs. This big one's a little ungainly. Now you want to have all the right tools for the right job. Because I'm disorganized today, it's just whatever tools are lying around. 242, that's 211, 111, 121, 121 there. Hardest part is trying to put a square line on a round piece of wood. Oval one, it's about the same, isn't it? There we go. 162. 81, there we go. Could have also just chucked them down in there too. Wouldn't have really mattered. That's just so I know where I'm going to put my drill hole that's going to secure this piece to that piece. After I've done this and sussed out how I'm going to secure it, which is just going to be like a solid wood glue and a couple of screws, a couple of wood fixing screws, and that'll take care of that. I know the last people that made this were they only used one. I don't know why. Some people probably not brought up by an engineer. Right, so that's cool. What I'm going to do is repeat my my outer shape, so then I've got a second line to draw up to. I'll actually overlay this on top. Where's about my center here? This one's definitely going to be an eyeball. See how it's leaning off to the left too, so your left, my right. My right, your left, doesn't really matter. So let's put that as the center there. Yeah. And my center here is going to be right about there. So line those two up here and extend that line out there. It's just one way. You could do it 100 different ways, really. No siree, I don't like it. I'm going to move that a little bit, because exact center, not quite. This is going to be the back. Leave more for the front. Yeah, I'll have it set back from the front. It'll give me more of an angle over here to put the brass plate on. Should be sweet. That's the area I can't cut into at all, because I want that nice and flat to join to the bottom of that, nice and solid. I know the glue I'm going to be using will fill up to a 9mm gap, but I don't want anything more than a 1mm gap. I don't even want a 1mm gap. I want it as tight as it could be. You guys will know what I'm talking about. So sweet. Now I'm going to put in a second line. It's going to be an oval offset from the center, seeing as that will give me more space for that basset up the front that's going to run through here. Like so. Yeah. Now once again, I'm actually eyeballing a proportion that's similar to this one. So based on pi, the golden ratio, and Fibonacci sequence. So, you know, it's just an eyeball guess. It's not, I don't measure everything, but it usually turns out pretty close, because you have a natural tendency to see, to look for that beauty in something, and much of beauty is symmetricality, the repetition, the idea behind, you know, maybe looking at a fern frond or anything in plants. They're all grown in spirals. It's all the same thing to me. It's all the, you know, no matter what shape it is, it's all based on the same formula. You can actually work it out using maths. It's amazing. The whole universe is mathematical. There we go. So there's my second line. Oh, light is terrible. There I've got a few lines on there. And then I'm just going to carve up to them with the angle grinder. Can't really take much, you know, can't really use the saw to cut any off this. So volume's down now if you don't want to hear the grinding sounds of this little beastie. Like cheap as chips. This is a non-industrial fucking throwaway angle grinder. I go through that many, they get full of dirt and, well, full of dust, and I use them on stone too sometimes. I try to cover up the vents and everything, but it doesn't always help. One little piece of dust gets into these with the those solid bushes, bang, she's gone. That disc that I'm using is getting pretty blunt, because once it stops cutting, it starts polishing, you see. So you've got to change the discs as often as possible. Hopefully I've got some spare ones in here. Some brand new spare ones would be nice. Oh yeah, there's one. 36. Brilliant. I like to use them all up though. Even the old ones, like I say, it's if they're brand new, they'll cut for however many hours, depending on what type of wood you're using it on. But as you get, after you get past that point, it shaves all the tips off the sand. You wind up with a polishing sander, and you don't want to use a polishing sander for that. I usually just use it to use the polishing discs, which are old, used up, high grit. Like, what's that, an 80? I used to have some 120s, but obviously just today I'm just going to block all that out with it. I should have this whole project done by the end of the day, because I don't really want to spend 100 million years on it. It should be like 4 hours, 6 hours, depending on how perfect I would like it. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. You go under there, baby. Be quiet, be nice. 36. Sweet, that's a bit flatter. Need that. Now, because this is not designed for it, I just jimmy it together. Obviously, major safety hazard, but you know, everything in life's risky. Just driving down the shop can be risky, because some people, oh man, can't drive for crap. They get their driver's licenses out of a Weet-Bix packet. And that's a New Zealand thing, Weet-Bix. Probably don't know what they are. Fucking what are they called overseas? Weetabix? No, I think that's Australia. Don't know if there's an American equivalent. Now it's not perfect yet, but all I'm doing is trying to put a 45-degree bevel on there all the way around. If I do it all nicely enough and keep my distances even, it should give me a good start to put a rounded edge on there. And right at the bottom there, it's going to be flat, like as in it's going to be 90 degrees angle from the bottom to that side at the bottom, and then a nice curve around to the top. Should look pretty cool. Whereas this facet, I still don't know how it's going to work out. You know, I can't see the entire shape yet until I just go at it and give it a bit of depth with this machine. One thing I did remember that I didn't change was got it set to gaming on this. I should have changed it to entertainment or something else. Sorry about that. So if you're here for a game, yes, disappointing situation and embarrassing for me. Sorry about that. Pretty shockingly off center there, but as I know, I'm going to be carving around that anyway, so it won't really matter. As for that, yep, the more I leave the better of an idea, because I'm probably going to put like a frame around it on that front bit, so it'll come up and then the brass thing will sit in there. So it should be pretty wicked. Okay, now I can start rounding it off. Fucking easy, easy, easy. there's the start of the base. This goes around which way again? Back to there. That's the back, that's the front. Pow. Sweet. So I'm going to look something like that, which you can't see because there's no contrast between the two woods. Great. Yeah. So yeah, that's how she's going to go. I'll just have to work out what I'm going to do with that front bit, with the plate, brass plate. Now, it would probably be easiest just to put a nice flat edge on there, one exact 45-degree angle. So I'm going to do that. Wonder. No, it's going to be too hard to hold to do that, so. So there we have a space for the plaque, the brass plaque on the top. I don't know whether it's going to look right. Go. Yep. Ah, the angle's about right for viewing and stuff like that, so sweet. I'm going to come in here later with the Dremel and just tidy up all these edges, maybe buff a few things out here, and just I might actually ease up those really hard straight lines and turn it into a little raised platform. So fucking sweet, eh? Fucking sweet, bro. Yeah, you're sad, man. Well, sorry, that's not my circus, not my monkeys. That sort of situation. Cool, okay. Stage 2. I'm just going to clean up the underside of here. Oh, sorry. I want to travel faster than light, but physics stops me. Well, you can travel faster than light. All you need to do is think sun. Sun, earth. Sun, earth. See, you travel from the sun to the earth. I don't think that's right, but the power of thought is the fastest thing. Other ways to travel faster than light. You know, in Star Trek there's warp travel. No, hang on. Warp 10 is the speed of light, so they're still actually approaching the speed of light because technically it's not physically possible to... Yeah, sorry, I missed your question there. Not physically possible. Hey, what's up, Trippy Land? Yeah, not physically possible to exceed the speed of light. However, if you were to able to manipulate time, then you could technically travel faster than the speed of light, but you'd merely be folding time and space. And it would be like making a wormhole, a portal of sorts. So there are ways of traveling faster than that, so just learn how to fold time and space and you'll be sweet, you know. Hiro Nakamura did it in Heroes. He could fold time and space and teleport and all that sort of stuff, so sweet. That last little bevel was just to get that out of there. Yeah, so I'm just making a trophy here, Trippy Land. Thanks for watching. It's just, you know, I was going to be talking to myself anyway while I was doing it, so I'll flip that thing on and I can talk to other people if they want to talk. Next thing. Spit all the dust out of my throat. That'd be a good start. That's not meant to be even, so cool. Oh, that's way up. Okay. A little bit more work there to be done. You know, I missed the message. Damn. It's terrible. Okay. bad, not bad. Right, you can go up there. You're of no use to me. I wonder if I've got another flat piece of some white cedar here, this yellow cedar, because that'd be nice. It would go nicely with the top. With the bottom then. But it doesn't look like it. What the fuck is that shit? Oh my god. Okay, that's not what I want. It is gonna have to be removed. Damn it. So, stage 2. This is going to be the top of the trophy. They wanted the challenge cup up here, similar to the way I did another couple of trophy. Well, they're sort of pool cue holders, and they wanted it in that same style. So I can't really reproduce that style, given that the whole purpose, the function of this piece is much different. Right. I'm just cutting a notch in there, just a nice flat area for this baby to sit. Pretty much, it's pretty damn close. A little more on this side. Yeah, that's actually a good question about faster than light travel. Something I'm very interested in. But yeah, I suppose it's a question of consciousness as well. You probably could travel faster than the speed of light using your consciousness. There's like astral traveling and that sort of stuff. You go pretty fast like that. Now we're looking better. Is it flat? Is it straight? Look here. It's in the way. Just a little bit of angle on it, sweet. Just like I wanted it to be. And it's pretty flat. It's, you know, like I said, I'm going to use a solid wood glue that's got a lot of gripping power in it, and it can span up to 9mm. So there's going to be a couple of mils gap in this one. I don't want to go too hard because I actually want to leave that finish on there that they intended it to have at the start. So that should go here. After I've shaped this into a random shape of my choosing, I might do a koru, I might do something like that. Yeah, a couple of koru would look actually beautiful. One folding up, one folding down. Yes! See, it's that easy when you're being creative. Just come up with something and then run with it. And if you get shot down, it's your own fault. Oh, okay, so now I'm looking under there. I've got to push a couple of this side down there so that it can slide down better. It's not quite even at the bottom. Yeah, baby, we're getting there, a little bit more. Yep, cool. So yeah, one koru coming up from here, a nice rounded top. I might want to do two, sort of rolling up on either side, rather than one up, one down. That's more for my, you know, my balancing ideas, I suppose. Looks really off center, so what I'm going to do is plant it all together, take a step back, see if it's all even and not all twisted up, and then go from there. Okay, so it needs to come down on the right and go back on the left. Ooh, fun. Down on the right, back on the left. Sweet, that's looking better. Back on the left. Whereabouts on the left? Ah, it's actually not on the left, it's right in the middle there. There's a high point there that I didn't notice. And that's as far as I can push it, because now it's cutting out proud of the edge there. If I keep going with that, it's gonna look stupid. So that's it. Can't touch it anymore. It's got to be perfect, or yeah, you know, I've got another bit of work to fix, and that's the last thing I want to do is fixing work. So I'm just gonna take a step back and have a look. Ooh, damn you. It's still another mil, maybe at the most, a mil out on this side, so I've got to just drop this edge down. Ooh, does that look straight to you? Looks pretty fucking straight to me. Okay, another step back. I tell you what, average Joe is not going to notice that that is out by 1/16 of a millimeter. But I did, so I'm going to fix it. So, just a little bit more, a little bit more. Oh, make me proud. Yeah, I'd say that'd have to do, folks. That is as close as I'm going to get it. Push it anymore, I might wind up having to push back the other way. So, sweet. That part's done. Just clean up the edges, and then I can move on to the next stage, which is shaping this baby. Cool. Yep. Ready. Now, because of the way this whole thing is coming together, instead of having two kuru, one either side, I might just make an oval on one side sweeping into a kuru, going through that whole flat face, because I'll have a flat area on which to put this this plaque on. Yeah, that should look pretty fucking mean. Well, it tells you what. I'm going to adjust that to fit. So, now I can say, cool. I've got to make a couple of marks on here of where I'm going to start the curve on one side and flow into the kuru on the other. It's going to be slightly off balance. Well, basically the weight is going to be balanced, but the design is going to be off balance. So I've got to do a design that complements the three shapes that I'm using. And here. Those two. It's starting to get chilly too, so I'm going to chuck a shirt on. And grab something to drink. Because this can be thirsty work. I don't know how long. Oh, so that's 2 hours. Felt like 10 minutes. Felt like 10 minutes, man. That is crazy. No wonder my lovely lady gets wound up with me doing art, because it feels like 10 minutes to me. It's 2 hours to her. Alright, I'm going to be right back with some something to drink. Non-alcoholic, of course. The last thing I want to be doing is drinking and sculpting. So yeah, there's the start of the trophy. I'll just get myself a drink and I'll be right back. Sweet, so the creative part next. I'm going to sit down and draw on here. I actually might pull out a piece of paper and just do some scribbles, some sort of basic starting off ideas, because I can see one in my head, but as usual I can see another 15 in my head as well, so I'll have to choose out of that lot. Which one is going to be the best? So, oh yeah, bottom at the front. Yeah, slightly off there. And you know how you've got some people have their horseshoes hung up, you know, because they're lucky, and you got to hang them the right way so that all the luck stays inside the horseshoe. I'm going to apply a similar principle to this. I want the kuru shape to fold upwards, because it's the same way in which a kuru would grow as a fern frond unfolds. I wonder if there is a little fern around here that I could just give you an example of what we call a kuru, because they are literally everywhere. Except in this garden, because they're all foreign trees and plants, so yeah, none of them are actually from New Zealand, which will mean none of them will have the specific kuru I'm looking for, just a spiraling shape. Alright, do I have some meat to fish out here? Thought I had some stashed away, but no, not today. So what do you think so far? I know I'm not as entertaining as somebody like Bobby Duke. I also don't have the time to go through and edit and do all that sort of shit, so it is what it is, people. Either way, I enjoy the company of people, especially if they're interested in this stuff. At the end of the day, you know. Oh yeah, that's looking pretty sexy for a couple of thrown together pieces of wood. You know, I had a very short brief on this one, and of course what I'm getting paid for it, I've got to make it come in under budget so that I'm actually making some money off it, not the opposite way around. So it can be a bit of a balancing act, because I really want to go for perfection and a really high polish finished sculpture, but for what I'm getting paid, I don't think I'm going to be able to manage that. But I'll get it pretty as close as I can get for what I'm getting. So Just sucks it always has to be about money. You know, if it was, we were living in a society where money didn't matter that much, I could spend all week on this. But given the society we live in, well, it's not society's fault, honestly. It's a combination of a lot of things. You know, I'm society, you're society. You know, you didn't cause it. Oh, there's a little gap in behind here that I'm not too happy with. Just in between here, and it's actually very similar from both sides. But what I can do is I can cover it with other things. I don't like to just use the glue and leave it like that. But because I didn't put a proper 90-degree angle in here, it's fooped. I can obviously push it back a little bit, but to be honest, most people won't notice that. It's only people like me that fucking notice that shit. So I got to remember that as well. Not everybody's going to be looking at it from the back and from the side. They'll just look at it at the front and go, oh yeah. Which is cool. It makes my job easier. Who caused it? Who caused the? I made that mistake. If you're talking about the angle being incorrect. Yeah, please elaborate, Papa Crash, so that I know how to answer you in the best way. Oh, drawing time, this is my favourite. The people that commissioned it, friends of mine, and who caused it? Oh, the money situation. Who caused the money situation? Well, that's a combination of a lot of very powerful and rich people, probably dating back about 300 years, but more recently